and this is asking you to write the fraction or mixed number as a decimal. In this case, the fraction is 7/40ths. So in order to convert this from a fraction to a decimal, we're going to have to divide the denominator 40 into the numerator 7. So we're setting this problem up as a division problem on the abacus with 40 being our divisor. So we're setting that 40 on the extreme left, all the way to the left edge of the abacus. And then we're going to set our 7 as the dividend. And we can set it just at the first tactile mark. You don't have to go over to the second tactile mark. We should have enough columns to get a decimal answer. Or get enough decimal places, I should say, in our answer. So right now, your 7 should be in the 4th column from the right. That's right at the first tactile mark. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to compare the 4 and the 7. We know 4 is smaller than 7, so we skip a column as we think to ourselves, how many times does 4 go into 7? Just one time without going over, so we're going to set a 1 in that column. And that is, you should be in the 6th column from the right side of the abacus, right? That's where we're setting the 1. So now we have our partial quotient figure of 1. We're going to multiply 4 times 1, and we know that's 4. We're going to subtract that from our dividend. So moving over one column to the right as we say 0, one more column to the right as we say 4, and subtract 4 from the 7. We know that's going to be 3, so I'm going to push away the 5 bead and add a 1 bead. So now we have left in our dividend, or our new dividend I should say, is 3. And of course we have 3 more empty columns to the right, so we can keep going 3 0 0s. Okay, so now we're dividing or comparing the 4 and 3. 4 is bigger than 3, so we're not going to skip a column. We're going to have to set our next partial quotient to the immediate left of the 3. But we can divide 4 into 30. So we know 4 goes into 30 7 times without going over, so we're going to set the 7 to the immediate left and of the 3. So now we have a 7 in the 5th column from the right edge of the abacus. Your abacus should read 173 on the right side there. Okay, so now we're ready to multiply the 4 times 7. We know that's 28, and we're going to subtract that, starting by moving one column to the right of the 7, subtract 2 from the 3, one more column to the right, and we're going to subtract 8 from that column. There are no beads available, so we're going to move one column to the left, clear 1 bead, and set 2 in that column to the right of that, the 3rd column from the right. Okay, so now we have a 2 left as our dividend. Let's keep going, because we know we also have 2 empty columns, so we have 2 0 0. So comparing the 4 and the 2, we know 4 is bigger than 2. 4 can't go into 2, but it can go into 20, and it goes into 25 times. So we're going to set that 5 to the immediate left of the 2. Don't skip a column. And now we multiply 4 times 5, and we get 20. So we're going to subtract 20 from our dividend, and look at that. Move one column to the right, there's a 2, so we're taking 2 away from that. That's our 2 of 20, and then 0, and there's nothing left now in terms of a dividend, so we're done dividing. Now, let's see. Okay, and so our original problem, was the fraction 7/40, and we wanted to convert this to a decimal answer. So we're going to start from figuring out where to place our decimal point by starting at that first tactile mark, okay, where we set the dividend. So we're going to put our finger on that first tactile mark, point off one column for the process of division, and then one column for each digit in the divisor. Because the divisor is 40, we're going to have to count that 0 as a digit, okay? So starting, so that's 2 digits in the divisor, so that means we're going to have to point off 3 columns altogether, right? Starting at the tactile mark, which really means we're starting where the 5 bead is in our answer, okay? So 1, moving over to the left one column where the 7 is, that's 2. Moving over one more column to the left where the 1 is, that's 3. So everything to the left of our pointer is now going to be our whole number answer. So we have 0.175 as our answer. Okay.